Yeah, disappointing. Kind of like I feel like a broken record sometimes with these big games, right? But can't really grumble. Georgetown were a better team; they deserve to win. That's why they win the conference. They're lethal in key moments. They just know that they've got that winning mentality. They know what it takes to win championships. And that was a tough one tonight because, you know, as good as they are, top 20 in the nation, they've scored off of 3 set pieces tonight, which if you're going to win those games or have any chance against teams like that, you can't concede off set pieces. So that was the disappointing thing. It was the manner in which we gave the goals away. But credit to Georgetown, better team, deserved the win, and I can't really argue that tonight.
Questions?
So you were able to tie the game right before halftime. Can you talk about how that goal shifted the momentum going into the second half?
Yeah, it should have done, but unfortunately we came out really flat to start the second half. They came out with another level of energy and we never matched it really. And what you can't do in games like this, we talk about, is managing the fives, and we came straight out. We were second best to pretty much everything the first 10 minutes of the second half. Weren't switched on off a set piece. Next thing you know, we're 2-1 down first 5-6 minutes of the second half, maybe the first 10 minutes, which you can't do. You can't do that in these games. To concede off one corner is disappointing. To concede off two is, you're not going to win games like this and you do that. So really disappointed with the way we started the second half, particularly with the momentum that we've gotten. You know, I said to the team this week about some point, right, this conversation's got to be, oh, it was a close one. At some point it's like, oh, Creighton holds Duke to a close game, or Creighton loses a heartbreaker with a minute to go, and we still have to get over this hump. There's a reason, it's 30 years since we've been a top 25 team. So at some point we've got to change that, change it. We can't keep doing the same things over again, and I can't even come away and go, it was close in the end, they were just better than us tonight.
It seemed like Sav, before the second goal there, saw things kind of breaking down. Did you notice anything from a marking standpoint that allowed them to?
Yeah, we were just winning it. We were losing every first and second ball to start the second half. It looked like we weren't organising. I don't think there's anywhere near enough communication at the back. Particularly, you know, watching the men's game last night, you can hear them at the back constantly communicating and organising, and we're not doing that to the level, you know, if we want to win things, we're going to have a bit more desperation and urgency, and you know, to communicate and solve those problems. And it's too quiet back there, I feel like, on these set pieces.
In terms with Hannah, second match in a row for her, obviously, you know, she's been through a lot to get back to this point where she's match fit, let alone putting goals in the back of the net for you guys. What do you see from her?
Just good. She wants to attack the ball at the back post. 2 games in a row, she's aggressive and attacks the ball in the box. And we have to have that desperation. If we have the same desperation defensively, I think we're going to be a little bit better. But it's, in the last 3 games, we've conceded 5 goals on set pieces. So it's just not. It's got to be changed. It's got to be changed. So.
Like, other than just with your communication aspect of it, is there anything else that helps with?
You're going to mark your players. You can't lose your players in the box. It's a 50-50 battle, and defending is about desperation and who wants to win it the most. And we talked about it again before the game. What will be the headline tonight? Could it be Creighton beats Georgetown for the first time ever? Could it be Creighton wins a top 25 game for the first time in 30 years? But no, it's not. The headline is Creighton conceded 3 offset pieces, and it's like, you know, it's disappointing because we're not that bad of a team. It's like we've got enough good pieces in there, we've got enough good players, but they're the moments that we have to get better in. We're going to have to do it really quick because there's only 4 teams in the conference tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my next question with the conference tournament being truncated this year. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of time to stew on this one. You're not expecting until Saturday, I believe, right?
No, Wednesday. Wednesday. Yeah, but you know, everyone's got to play Georgetown, and they're perennially always the best team in the conference. So you would expect Georgetown to beat everybody. Maybe Xavier will be their toughest game, I think, but someone's going to upset them on a night where there's difficult conditions or something. But you'd think Georgetown are going to be good to beat most. So you know, we're at a loss right now. Most teams are probably going to lose to them, I would think, with how good they are. But yeah, we can't. We've not got a lot of room for error. We've got to make sure we bounce back on Wednesday and get something on the road.
You mentioned how lethal they are. What do you think? Just, you know, I know it's only been a couple of years, but what do you see out of them that allows them to kind of have the necessary attitude that allows give you the momentum that
Yeah.
you theoretically could have had at halftime and given them one.
I mean, they've got a good sized team too, so that hurts a little bit. I was watching as we were walking out the field, and then we're all a bit taller than us, so that's a little bit of a negative. But you just got to do more. You got to do more in those moments to challenge them. You can't give them a free header. That's difficult. And then don't know what we're doing with the organisation to get out on the second corner. Abby gets out. I'll have to go back and watch the goal, but there wasn't a second. There's always supposed to be two people going out on a short corner. We didn't get that second person out there. We lost our runner in the 6-yard marks. But again, Georgetown knows what it takes to win championships. They've won it most years. There's been a decade of success at that program. So those players know it's part of their culture. Winning championships is what they do. I hope we're going to get closer to it, but it's you have to. I've won championships myself, and it takes more than just going out the field. You've got to have that grit and determination and concentration in key moments of the game. And we didn't quite have that tonight, and that's where Georgetown did.
So Georgetown's pressure was intense. How did the team manage to work around that and still find ways to compete and create chances?
I think it took us a minute to kind of calm down and find our game. I thought we did a good job of that in the first 20-25 minutes. And in the second half, I felt like it was kind of even both ways. And I felt we could have done a little bit better if when they were going long or playing their game, we needed to find our game again too. So, but I thought we did a good job of taking our chances. We just got to capitalize like they did.
What did you see on the ball from Olivia that allowed you to kind of get your head on the equalizer?
We talk a lot about just crashing the goal, gambling and just what if. So I kind of just was like, let me just crash. Olivia put a beautiful ball in, and yeah, I was just there.
How does it feel for you personally, kind of what you went through injury-wise back-to-back match goal obviously feels good, but just in terms of where you're at mentality-wise?
I feel like I'm finally getting back to it. It took me a minute with that injury, and I feel like I've worked really hard over the summer and kind of in the fall to get back to where I am, and now I just got to keep adding off that, and my teammates push me every day, and I think that's what allowed me to get back to this, and then I just got to keep going.
Anything else?
If only Georgetown had an answer for every opportunity you guys have in the box, kind of talk about that frustration, maybe how you guys can learn from that going into the rest of the things.
Yeah, they, just like you said, they capitalize on their set pieces. We need to do a better job of defending our set pieces and then capitalizing on our own. I think that just goes into practice. We work on it a lot, but this coming week and now growing from that, or this opportunity, just learn from it, like you said, and yeah, do a better job next game. Be aware of the set pieces.
You've played, you've had a chance to line up against 4 really elite teams with Arkansas, Oklahoma, Duke, Georgetown now tonight. If you think back on those matches and maybe what makes the difference in those games, what do you think it feels like to you?
I would say just the determination and grit, how we go into that game and how we perform. Just our effort, we know what it takes. We tried Arkansas, we came short in this game, we came short at Duke. They're great opponents, and we're gonna learn from it, and we have learned from it, and it's been able to allow us to do well against these good teams. But now we just keep fighting next game, and just, like you said, grow and learn from it.
How hard is that to do as opposed to say?
It's-
'Cause I imagine the frustration.
Yeah,
is
it's frustrating and difficult. It's just a challenge, I guess. But I think it's better to play these teams. We learn from it, and they just push us to play better, get ready for the conference. I'd say we're ready. Now we just took a hard loss, but we'll be ready for Villanova and just to move forward through this conference.